Hey, welcome to the DPP channel. Today we'll be taking a look at another match of DarkKnightmon X, and this time it will be the top 4 game. You'll be up against the Wargreymon X from B03, and let's find out together whether how well the DarkKnightmon X will actually do against it. At the end of the video, I will also be breaking down the deck list of the DarkKnightmon X, so do stay tuned for that if you guys are interested. Without further ado, let's dive right into the game itself as you do see the Easy Izumi coming down, and he actually plays the Easy Izumi and do gain that 1 memory. So it's just a 3-cost Tamer to guarantee 3 memory, so that's a very big plus, and we do see the right player actually still finding the rookie there. He did actually find the rookie with the second cool boy, and Toy Agumon will be throwing his head as a security dust into the Agumon, and then Pagumo actually activates effect, and does pick up the Daily Xmon, and Daily Xmon will be actually caught here for 4 costs, memory choking the right player as well. Looking at top 5, we do see some Nightmons there. He's going to pick up 1 Digimon X and of course the 1 DarkKnightmon, adding both to hand, and this will be a very good plus in the future turns. Now we do see the Agumon X Antibody evolving in Nursery, and now we do see a 3rd cool boy coming down. So in the next turn, if he does have the X Antibody Digimons, he do actually gain quite a bit. He does pick up the Wargreymon X, and thanks to the Easy Izumi, he does guarantee 3 memory. So the left player is definitely gaining the memory advantage, while the right player is getting choked constantly. We do see a Toy Agumon being evolved in the Nursery, and we do see a DarkKnightmon coming down for the Digicross and Play Key. Just going to be a 4-cost hardcore here, so it's going to be 1 again for the right player, and we shall see how he's going to respond. He's going to actually just evolve to the Greymon and passing the turn. Now with you getting memory choke, it definitely limits the number of moves you can make in a single turn, and the DarkKnightmon is definitely abusing that, and he starts swinging the level 5, hitting to 2 security checks very cleanly there, and Toy Agumon swing as security, does into the X Antibody, which acts as like a mini hammer spark, does go to hand, but this does allow him to play the Nene for 3 costs and memory choking the right player again with 1 memory only. However, we do have 3 cool boys to back the right player up, and he does push up the Greymon here. Does pick up the Daily Xmon for the left player though, and we do see the Alterous Mode, so the cool boy didn't get to use his effect, but we do see him of course popping off that Toy Agumon and does pick up the Hybrid Digimon, which will be game for game 1 here, as the right player does recognize that, and we do go for the second game here. We do see the second game actually just going straight for the Skull Knightmon, Mighty X Mode looking at top 3. He's gonna pick up the Skull Knightmon, adding it to hand. We do have 4 memory parts to the right player here, and he finally has the rookie turn 1. Does evolve the Nursery, and of course hard calling the other Agumon, picking up the Wargreymon X, adding it to hand. Does leave him at 1 memory and then go for another cool boy, looking at top 3, and does pick up the Alterous Mode here. So we do recognize that this is a mistake, and he's going to fix it and rectify it in a few seconds, so don't mind this move. He does recognize it now. He's going to pick up the Agumon X instead, adding it to hand. And we do see the Mighty X Mode swinging as security, 1 check and it doesn't die, so it's going to be value for him, and going to go for the Easy Izumi once again, which is usually going to be 3 costs given his deck ratio. So we do have the setup Tamer already, and we do see the Agumon X Antibody being evolved here, and of course using the cool boy finally getting 1 memory and drawing 1. Does pick up the Alterous Mode here thanks to the Agumon X, adding it to hand, and we do see the Greymon for 1 cost, and of course the Greymon X Antibody. So this is definitely the kind of plays you want to see as a Greymon player in the previous game, but unfortunately he does actually break very hard in the last game. We do see the Monitamon evolving in the Nursery, and of course going for the DarkKnightmon hardcore, which does have a very strong effect though, which wasn't actually recognized in the Yellow Hybrid game. It does actually de-evolve 1 Digimon, and of course kill a 5 cost below Digimon, which Greymon X happens to be 5 cost hard play. So this is definitely a very huge disaster, as he just can remove that huge level 5 body with a level 5 body on his own, and let's not forget that it's only 4 costs. Now we do see of course another Agumon X coming down, and does pick up the Greymon X using a cool boy of course. He's going to build up to another Mega Digimon, I hope. He's going to go for the Greymon X Antibody first. It looks like he's going to go for the ultimate play, as he does go for the X Antibody option, which allows him to swing as security, then evolving to the Metal Greymon X Antibody, and this will be 3 security checks. Does into the first one, nothing there. Does into the Chikurimon though, so it does de-evolve to the Greymon X. And we do hit into a second Chikuri, which actually de-evolve him down to the Greymon, which does have only 7k DP thanks to the Metal Greymon. However, the DarkKnightmon does have the Daily X Mode underneath it, so it does give plus 2k DP, or not you have traded with him, and who have been a huge tempo difference. Now we do see him hit into the Tai Kamiya there, and of course he's going to go down to the deadly DarkKnightmon X Antibody, which is going to pop off that Tamer, and once again he's getting memory choke at 1. Man, this is definitely not a very fun time for the Wargreymon player, given that he did hit into the 2 Chikurimons in the previous turn, and of course the DarkKnightmon has a very strong new card which definitely can answer the level 5 bodies of the Greymons. Now we do see him picking up the X antibody option and the Greymon X thanks to the Agumon X, and it's going to go for the Greymon 1 cost and evolving to the Greymon X antibody once again. And of course, he's going to actually evolve to the Alterous mode to pop off the Monitamon and the Pagumon activation effect. So this is effectively a draw one always for the left player, and it's going to hatch to a new Pagumon starting out with 3 memory this turn. It's going to swing with the DarkKnightmon. Of course, it does have 2 security check thanks to the Skull-Knightmon underneath it. And it's going to play the DarkKnightmon Hardcore again, which I mentioned just now. It can answer the Greymon body, which is usually tough to answer because it does have the Greymon SME body to protect it. However, thanks to the de-evolve mechanic, it can actually go around, or rather play around the Greymon X antibody ESS, and of course delete their Digimon, which of course is going to be a very huge tempo play. And with the left player having 2 Digimons and the right player having only 1 security left, this should be game here with the swing, and the DarkKnightmon will go for a game. So let's talk about this DarkKnightmon deck list that actually topped the first weekend of the BT10 release. So looking at Digitama first, we do have the new Digitama, which does give you +1 KDP. However, this is not the best one because Pagumon is still the better one, because usually when you do swing with your Digimons, you do expect them to somewhat get deleted and you do want to get a +1 of them, so Pagumon is actually the best one out there. And let's not forget that Pagumon is all the way back from PT6, so do look out for this card if you guys are interested in building a DarkKnightmon. And for the rookies, you're looking at for the Monitamon, the new one, which does actually look at top 4 to pick up 2 Digimons with Twilight or Dark Knight in their name, so definitely a very strong plus, and definitely a rookie you want to play, especially in a deck whereby you do really want to see your Nightmons always in your hand. The 4 Toy Agumon though is a special tag, I would say, and actually did ask him before, he do actually prefer playing the Security Dorumon after reading through the effect. But the reboot is definitely very nice here and does pair well with the Nene Tamer, because the Nene Tamer actually do give blocker to your Nightmons and Twilight Digimons. So when you do swing your Digimons, you do want to reboot them and of course let them block for the next turn. So that's definitely a very nice card you can actually replace with instead of playing the Security Dorumon. Next, we do have the Chikurimon. Now there's 2 versions of Chikurimon. This one from BT6, and of course the other one that actually can't reduce cost, basically playing around the Dexmon one, and it can also make sure that the opponent who is using Digicross will actually be affected as well, given that they can't reduce the cost. However, this old Chikurimon that he played really helped him in the Wargreymon matchup, especially in de-evolving their Digimons, because those Digimons do have a very strong ESS. However, de-evolve can solve that matter. Now let's look on to level 4, which he played plenty of, which is actually 15 counts on level 4, which is pretty much. So of course he plays the new Nightmon, Mighty X mode, which does actually do searches as well, and it does have a Digicross mechanic if you guys do want to use it. And we do have the hybrid Digimons. Definitely a very underrated card, and given that you are playing Tamers already and sometimes you do need that extra push, it definitely helps. Now of course he does play 4 of the old ones, the Mighty X mode and of course the Skull-Knightmon. Both of them do have a very strong ability, each one of them does search, one of them does actually allow you to evolve to a DarkKnightmon for basically free cost. And both of them do have a very strong ESS skill, given that it does +2 KDP and of course security attack +1. Although I must say the security attack +1 is definitely the best one out there. Now moving on to the level 5, he does play the 8 DarkKnightmon, so pretty standard, but however I must give special mention to the new one, with the one with the Digicross mechanic, given that it can be a 4 cost hard drop, and you see how much damage it can do against the Wargreymon matchup, given that it can de-evolve first and then kill all the Digimon underneath. So definitely didn't see too much play in the Yellow Hybrid game, because Yellow Hybrid game you don't really want to do too much de-evolving, but however the Wargreymon really does excel in that. So moving on to level 6, he's not playing anything bougie, just playing the Darkknightmon X of course. Is definitely the card you want to play and of course evolve into from your Darkknightmons. And of course, it does have a very strong on-evolve mechanic. You can actually pick up a black or purple Digimon from your drop zone. This can be the hybrid or the Dexmon. And of course, it can also pop a Tamer and unsuspend itself. And of course, with the Skull-Knightmon, you can actually potentially do 4 security checks with this DarkKnightmon X. So definitely very scary. And next, he does play a Dexmon. Now I must say Dexmon is almost like a staple nowadays in the current meta. So do pick it up. This is my, I'll say, warning to you guys. Do pick it up while it's cheap, I guess, because it's actually a very splashable card, and I don't think Bandai might actually limit this anytime soon. So next, moving on to the Tamers and of course the options. The Tamers is pretty self-explanatory. The Nene Tamer does give your Digimons blocker, and when you do delete it somehow, you do gain 2 memory. So basically it can be a 2-cost DarkKnightmon X evolution if you think it that way, but main thing is actually the searcher as well as giving your Digimons blocker, because blockers are just such an underrated mechanic nowadays, but because usually blockers don't have a very strong offensive play, we of course have DarkKnightmon X that actually can compensate that. Now we of course have Easy Izumi. Now Easy Izumi is a guaranteed 3 memory tamer, and among the black tamers out there that can guarantee 3 memory, Easy Izumi is the best fit here because you are playing all black cards in your deck. So definitely it's always a 3 cost, and sometimes it can be a mini hammer spark in your security, and if your opponent doesn't respect it, they might get punished from it as well. Lastly, we do have the Pride Memory Boost, so mainly just a delay option that guarantees you memory for the next turn, and of course it does build the drop zone, but mainly it's really of course also to set up Digimons on the board, given that you do play so many champions and also rookies, you can actually hit them through the Pride Memory Boost. Next we also have the Wargreymon X deck list. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.